Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are on this beautiful planet. Welcome to Tousi TV, your global news channel. The latest update coming from the United Kingdom and the danger of the migrant hotels. This is a vindication because this is not really just about the man who caused all the chaos. Well, there was the reason that the chaos started with the protests outside the migrant hotels recently. This was the man from the migrant hotel in Epping, the Bell Hotel. But in this live stream, we also have, speaking of a vindication, we also have an update from Scotland that some of you have already seen over the last few weeks, the discussion around that teenage girl with the axe. She has also now been vindicated. But we're going to give you guys all the details. We have a couple of videos to show you. Get your reaction in this live stream as well. Before we start, 2 days to go. 2 days until we get to the Tousi wedding day. Yes, of course, myself and Danielle, we are getting married. And in order to celebrate this with you guys, we are giving you guys a special limited discount. 50% off Tousi TV Plus annual memberships, new annual memberships, not upgrade. Use the promo code WEDDING50 by scanning the QR code or find the link in the description, the first link. And of course, join us and download the Tousi TV app. First things first. Hadush Gerbeslassie Kebatu has now been found guilty after his arrest and charge of targeting a young girl, 14 by the way. Ethiopian national who is 41 years old himself attempted to kiss her, put his hand on her thigh and then brush her hair. This happened 2 months ago in July after she offered him pizza. Then things escalated from there. This was the moment of arrest.
It's now 17:50 and I'm arresting you on suspicion of sexual assault on a female under 16 years old. So you didn't have to say anything. It may harm your defence if you didn't mention one question, something which you later on in court. Jump up, stand up. Okay. Put your hands like this for me.
Okay. Thank you. You are coming to my home.
He's a child.
Yeah, just come in my
So the allegation is that you've touched a child on the inside of the groin.
I am a teacher.
Come over here, I need to search you. Don't cry, it's going to be okay. Come
First
step
we're
onto the pavement.
smiling,
So I've
now
got a
he's
little
crying.
bit more, bit more room. You can leave your shoes on, it's okay. Step onto the pavement here. No, stand up. Stand up.
Yeah. Now, for those who are now excited, thinking this is a huge victory, well, you might have to hold your breath slightly longer, because we now have to deal with the sentencing. And as some of you know, in Britain, in the 21st century, we have a bit of a problem with sentencing, thanks to the sentencing guidelines and the board for being extremely soft when it comes to people like him, but they become extremely tough when it comes to your typical white, straight man who is Anglo-Saxon, native from Britannia. Don't celebrate just yet because we don't know exactly what sort of punishment he's going to be getting. Now, in terms of the details, obviously this whole thing caused the beginning of the mass protest, the recent mass protest outside all the other hotels as well. But this man also obviously was found guilty of many things, including sexual assaulting not just the girl but also a woman. Another attempt of assault, inciting the girl to engage in disgusting activities, but also harassment of a girl without violence. Now, basically, this is a short-term grooming, as we call it. Now, only last week, despite all this, by the way, because you know the main protest started outside this hotel. I mean, there were already protests outside migrant hotels anyway for the past few years, but they became big and massive across the country. But the reality is that the main topic became the Bell Hotel in Epping, Essex. There was a high court ruling a few weeks back saying that, yes, we have to take legal action and this hotel needs to be shut down because it's dangerous. Then, only last week, 3 Labour judges, and I say Labour because of the connections they have with the Labour Party and the left, decided, despite all this, that Epping And people, natives in Epping, must shut up because the rights of illegal immigrants there are more important than the safety concerns of the locals. You guys know this. But it doesn't stop here. Today's news and this revelation of this man being found guilty, there's another vindication. If you remember, for those who are following British politics, there was a very concerning video that came out of Scotland, Dundee. Very distressed young girls were being filmed by migrants, and the children were saying, you know, they're only 12, they're young, leave us alone. The establishment blamed the girls. Just as a reminder, the reason I'm showing this is because we now have an update on this. Do you remember this?
Yes, you have a knife.
So the migrants shouting, they're filming the girls.
Show
Yeah.
the knife. Show the knife. Show the knife. Show the knife. Show the knife.
Don't touch her.
That's it. That's it. Show the
Yeah.
knife.
Don't touch my life.
Show the knife. That's it.
Don't fucking touch.
And they kept saying, you know, get away from us, we're kids. And because the girl was carrying an axe, for example, she became the target by the establishment. The establishment blame her, saying, well, she's the troublemaker and it's unprovoked. What is she doing randomly targeting strangers? In fact, the former First Minister of Scotland, Humza Useless Yusuf, said this, responding to Tommy Robinson. It is understood that despite reviewing CCTV and making other inquiries, officers have found nothing to support the allegations made against the two individuals highlighted in the posts. Who would have guessed the far right were full of BS? That's what Humza said. Well, the update is that the people behind the camera who were filming, Bulgarian migrants, Fatous Ali Dumana and his partner, have now both been arrested and charged today by Police Scotland with assaulting a minor. Obviously, we need an apology from these guys, but nothing's going to happen. We need justice for Lola and Ruby, who were in the video. Not going to happen. Initially, Police Scotland claimed that the CCTV footage went missing. As usual, it happens every now and then. They obviously proved that Lola had committed a crime by being in possession of dangerous weapons. It is now claimed that this was a lie, and that is proof that Police Scotland attempted to cover up the crime of Fatous and his sister, who were basically targeting the little girls. We're not going to get anything from this, from the establishment, people like Humza and all the others who were blaming the girl. In fact, this is a screenshot of the hospital record proving that Ruby sustained a serious head injury, concussion, as a result of this, obviously when Fatous and his sister targeted her. None of this was mentioned at the time. The problems that we are currently having in the West, and there are similarities, you see that in France, in the UK and other places, is that there is a new normal in place, cultural enrichment. For example, in modern London, in 2025 London, this has become a norm. This is diversity, by the way. So this man, standing outside a window, now being arrested, blood on him, holding a weapon, just casual. People walk around London, see this, like, just another Tuesday. Nobody is shocked anymore. Nobody is outraged anymore. Everyone's like, it's just another day. Everything's normal. The issue is you have cover-ups, and then you have the cover-ups of the cover-ups, and then you have the normalization of crime. Normalization of this level of lifestyle, as they would probably call it, because Sadiq Khan, the mayor of London, says this is just part of living in a big city. Same thing that the mayor of Chicago is saying about the mess in Chicago. It's just a big city life. Jess Phillips, the Labour Minister for Safeguarding Children and Girls, that's literally her job, safeguarding, who didn't do anything about anything, despite complaints, has now, in the House of Commons earlier today, admitted in Parliament that she had prior knowledge. She knew of young girls being targeted by groomers and others and police officers. But then she stopped here because apparently it doesn't matter what happened at the time. Now she's in power. What is she going to do about it? Watch this.
The South Yorkshire Police should never have been left to investigate themselves in this matter, and so yes, moving over to the NCA is the absolutely right thing to do. But I would be lying if I said that over the years I have not met girls who talk to me about how police were part of the perpetration, not just the cover-up.
So she was told. Until now, she didn't say that. She was like, for years and years, I don't know what's going on. No, I don't know what they're talking about. Nothing is happening. Oh, so now, for years and years, she knew. What did she do about it? Well, no, wait, I don't care about the past. What is she doing now? What is her job as minister? Oh, yeah, safeguarding. Things are getting worse. When you're allowing schools to be taken over, when you're allowing institutions, when you're allowing the streets to be culturally enriched, as they would call it. For example, the next video I'm about to show you is not from Afghanistan or the Islamic Republic or Pakistan. This is in the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. Look at his children. That's normal. These are the Shias. The Shias, Shia Muslims, who are already brainwashing kids to be ready to become martyrs for their Imam Mahdi, who was the 12th or 13th Imam, who, by the way, disappeared, went missing. And then the narrative was, oh yeah, he did a Jesus. You know, he just went up. He just disappeared. He was just a normal person. He was an Imam. And then, don't worry, he's going to come back on Judgment Day. Muhammad is going to lead to Judgment Day, obviously, as they say. And alongside him, it will be Mahdi. Behind them, it will be Jesus, because he's just an intern prophet. That's how Islam sees Jesus. He was just an intern prophet, like a junior minister. But Mahdi is so important that all these kids in Britain, across the world, you now have to become brainwashed. You have to be prepared to become martyrs in his name. Because don't worry, Judgment Day, he's going to come with Momo. Momo is going to lead the whole revolution for Judgment Day, and it's going to be fine. This is being normalised on the streets of the UK. Now, when someone like Tommy Robinson goes around organising a rally to promote and encourage people to fly the flag of their own country, well, that is inciting violence, that is brainwashing the population, that is spreading hate, far-rightism, saying you should be proud of your country. That's dangerous. If you tell kids, if you tell anybody, you need to be investigated. But if you do this, not just to the Islamic kids, obviously they're going to be brainwashed growing up with those families, but they're also doing it to the white English kids. Many schools are now taking the school kids to mosques on a school trip and to stop praying. And this is just to be progressive, as King Charles would probably say. There's a lot of people who are still burying their heads in the sand. There's some reactions. Keep up the great work. Shout out for Chris. Who is Chris? Hello, Chris. There are many Chris's out there. Shout out to Chris. Sharon says, congrats, Mazel Tov. Oh, thank you for the wedding. Yes, we have 2 days left, guys. 2 days until the day, the W day, the wedding day. That doesn't. We have someone in the live chat. Rami says, don't cry. Who's crying? Yes, cry, scumbag. Okay, apparently I'm a scumbag. It's not going to be everything all right? What? You are going back to your S-hole country. We don't need the rubbish of the world we have. I think Romy's just talking to himself. I'm not really sure who he's addressing this to, but yes, I think it's a little bit... Oh, it is past 10 p.m. It's probably drunk. Okay, let's see. But yeah, the sentiment, I agree. Go back to the third world if you want to bring the third world here. We don't need that here. But yeah. Niv says, if a fight is warranted, the Brits will fight. Timing is important. Wishful thinking, some Brits, but not all Brits. But it's important to stay motivated. Someone who doesn't understand life, says some foreigner. You got an immigrant telling you how fed up it is. You got an immigrant, not telling you how fed up it is. Yes. Because it's the job of people like me to tell people, to wake people up who are natives in these islands. It's not happening, but London didn't have violence like they do today, even when violent criminals like the Cray brothers, and Richardson's ruled the streets, but because that was more organized crime, they didn't really target civilians in that sense. Of course, they had principles. Exactly, that's the difference in organized crime and the old school ones, whether you're talking about Cosa Nostra from Italy or even the English gangs. Compared to what you see now. The people like the mayors of London and Chicago who go around saying this is just normal part of big cities. No. Late 19th century, early 20th century, cities, London still had crime, obviously, mostly burglary and things like that, but not to this level and not culturally normalized. You had places like Chicago and New York a few decades ago that were actually safe. Now, New York got worse towards the end of the 20th century. It became completely chaotic in the 80s and 90s. Then it went back down again. Now it's back up again, completely insane. It was not a norm. You look at Athens, you look at Rome, even ancient civilizations. It was not a normal thing for chaos to be normalized. Crime was a taboo. If you had a criminal, you catch them. You have big cities in Saudi Arabia. This doesn't happen. This is not just part of large cities. Tokyo has been safe. And now, obviously, places like Osaka actually is becoming a little bit changed because of the rise of migration. But until now, places like Tokyo were fine. It's not a normal thing just by saying, well, it's just a big city. No, that's not how it works. Thank you, Samuel. Now, if we get... some of the lovely members of Tousi TV Plus on the show. There we go. We got the first comment saying, these economic migrants are beyond the pale. Now our government has let us down. We are in an even worse position. It's appalling the treatment it's dealt to the British citizens. The thing is, it's a compliment by calling them economic migrants, because they're not even contributing economically. They're just the invaders, criminal invaders who are just coming to take and take and take. But yes, you are right. A comment from Canada says, I hope he doesn't get off because of his immigration status being in jeopardy. That's what happens here in Canada. Too many victims are not getting justice. Brave girls. Yeah, so because of the rules or actually restrictions, people like him, firstly, he's not going to get deported because the human rights lawyers are going to be finding loopholes to say, well, he can't be sent back to his country because you've now found him as a dangerous criminal and his life will be at risk if he goes back, which is kind of ironic. That's the whole point of deporting foreign criminals. But if you actually convict someone as a dangerous foreign criminal, you can't deport them in the UK. And he's also going to be protected by the prison system and the police, because they will also say, well, now that you guys know his fate and his name, his life is also at risk in the UK, so we have to look after him. It's fascinating that the criminals will be protected because their life will be at risk, but normal people who could become victims, well, you're on your own. And if you stand up to these people, like the 12-year-old girls from Dundee, Scotland, we're going to come for you. Depp says he will plead he had a hard upbringing or that he won't like the food. So he can't plead because he's now been found guilty. So the court is over. So we're now just waiting for the punishment, the sentencing, which I'm guessing is going to get 2 weeks suspended sentence and, I don't know, more free hotels. Neil Harding says Homs are useless, should be deported to Gaza just before the IDF has an operation. Yeah, although he's technically Pakistani, but his wife's family are Gazans, whatever, I don't know. I mean, they say that. They're mostly always linked to Egypt or Jordan. Every time you see someone in the West, someone who's Palestinian, he says, oh, where are you from? Oh, yeah, Egypt. Oh, yeah, Jordan. So when you say you're Palestinian, is it some sort of self-identification? Yeah. Ryan Rampage posted on a YouTube video of him, a citizen arresting a hotel migrant he had just caught assaulting a woman. The migrant said he thinks doing that is acceptable behavior here and was okay to do it where he came from. Yes, we've heard this excuse a lot from some of these people. It's kind of interesting. It's like someone told them, someone who got caught eventually before, told them to use this excuse, just play stupid and naive. Oh, well, we thought it was normal to talk to young girls here, touch them, you know. I'm guessing the first person who said this got off kind of lightly, and I think that's why they do this all the time. No, nobody actually believes that. No, even a third world barbaric weirdo doesn't actually believe that it's normal in the UK or Canada to touch little. It's not. They're not even that stupid. They're evil, but not stupid. It's just a lie. Nika says, I worry for you and your soon-to-be bride. Are you safe from your police for the things that said on your show? I'm seeing a lot of change in your country. Yeah, well, you know, what are they going to do? We try to be protected, keep ourselves safe, and we got a good legal team. But, it's fine. I'm just reporting the news. Well, obviously now I'm giving my opinion, but usually we just report the news and then I add my opinion. VC says, I expect the sale and hire of new wood chippers to increase soon. The sale of old undocumented wood chippers soon to be astronomical. I won't say anything more than that. Pork says that video looked like a terrorist training camp, for crying out loud. Oh yes, the Shia ones. Yeah, to be fair, most of the things you see from the Muslim Shias, it does come across as like a boot camp, even when it's just schools or kids. Because they all have to wear the same things, like this, like march the same way. It's like watching the CCP army. They're just not as good as the CCP army because they are Shia. They're lazy. They just want to take a nap every 2 minutes. Kip says, what will happen if they get the same judges? Well, no, because the court's finished. He's been found guilty. Who kept that hotel open. You are right, Maya. It all comes down to the judges. Yeah, so, but yeah, this one is, in terms of the sentencing, we'll wait for the judge to obviously sort it out. However, he has been found guilty. Kip says that we will and see what sentencing will be passed down. Scotland is now the same. That incident that happened near to where I live, another cover-up. Nobody is safe now anywhere. I have seen it firsthand. This country definitely needs reformed or reform. Probably, I don't know. Honey Badger says that nothing more said about the violent raving canary wolf. Still no description or CCTV thoughts. Yeah, but you know, that's the thing. They just leave it as a vacuum so that we just speculate, and then they come and arrest us for speculating. Eventually, the thing is, these things that go missing, they always come back eventually because there's always someone in the police or in the establishment that leaks things or find the footage. You saw it in Manchester Airport. Somebody who was working at Manchester Airport when the Islamic Brothers started beating up armed police officers, which, by the way, obviously is a stupid thing to do. It's also weirdly brave. You're just randomly standing up to the armed police. It's because they know that even the armed police were going to be soft. The worst they did was just kick them. That's it. They could have used their guns, but they were like, well, we're going to have to restrain ourselves. And they still got suspended. Anyway, same thing happened in Manchester Airport. Someone eventually basically released the footage, leaked the footage. Same thing happened every single time. There's always someone that basically exposes this. Usually they get into trouble because whistleblowers will not be protected in this country. Star Helix, thank you for your super chat, saying, why don't Western governments encourage compatible cultures for immigration? Good luck with that, with our leaders. Ahmed won't bring growth on delivery jobs if Japan can't get it right. So no, the leaderships they don't get it. as I always say, it starts with denial, then political correctness, then the complicity, then it's just planned. They can't even deny that it's not planned, because they have been digging too deep. The liberal establishment, the liberal globalists, because for years and years they said anybody who complains about immigration, mass immigration or multiculturalism is bad, naughty. Now it's too late for them. So they are just doubling down, tripling down, and they are basically now at this point planning to do it even more. They're just being childish, because deep down they know it's going to backfire on all of them and their own families, their own neighborhoods. For now, they are living in their ivory towers, gated communities. They love it. They're like, well, it's not going to happen here. It will. Anyway, the most important thing is, at least for me, to chill and calm down, because I'm going to get crazy again and angry. I've got 2 days. It's not even 2 days. A day and a half. I've got 1 day and a half until I get married. It's over. It's the end of the world as we know it. The end of my Tousi. It's fine. We are going to celebrate this with you, and we're going to do a bit of a surprise live stream after the ceremony, after dinner, from our reception. So get ready. So I could invite you basically virtually to our wedding night. I have negotiated a deal. It's fine. For now, you could all use their promo code WEDDING50 to get full access to Tousi TV Plus on our platform by scanning the QR code or finding the link in the description. Just go on Tousi.tv and download the Tousi TV app, the home of geopolitical news. We only obviously have the breaking news live streams on this, but if you're going to get more news, all the news updates, news posts and everything else, documentaries, it's all on the app or the website, as I said, which you can join by using the promo code WEDDING50 to get half price for our annual memberships. New, not upgrades. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Maya Tousi, and we are the media.